It goes very far, and then just even it all lies in the mind. Don't get caught up in everything that's outside of your mind. The more time you spend in your mind,
It all human beings work with infinite power. We are all guided by the same laws. Wherever we are, we all work with the same power, a single law, the law of attraction. We live in a universe where laws exist, just as the law of gravity exists. For example, if you fall from a building, it doesn't matter if you are a good or bad person, you will crash to the ground. The same thing happens with the law of attraction. You believe in it. Whether you practice it or not, it exists and governs in the same way for everyone. Everything that comes into your life is because you have attracted it, and you have attracted it because of the images you have in your mind. The great teachers of all time have taught us that the law of attraction is the most powerful law in the universe. People like Leonardo da Vinci, Socrates, Plato, Pythagoras, Isaac Newton, among others, and religions such as Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and civilizations such as the Babylonian and Egyptian, have transmitted it in their stories and stories. This law has always existed and always will exist. No matter who you are or what you do, the law of attraction is what shapes your total life experience, and it does so through your thoughts. You are the one who activates the law of attraction through your mind. Why do you think 1% of the population earns approximately 96% of all the money in the world? Do you think it's casualty? It's because they understand something. They understand the secret. People who have accumulated wealth have used secrecy consciously or unconsciously. They have thoughts of abundance and wealth, and do not allow thoughts that contradict their beliefs to enter their minds. The book tells us that the simplest way to understand the law of attraction is to think that we are magnets, because these attract things towards it. Have you ever thought about something that would upset you, and the more you thought about it, the worse it seemed? This is because when you hold a thought, the law of attraction immediately attracts more similar thoughts. In a matter of minutes, you generate so many similar thoughts of unhappiness that the situation seems to get worse. The more you think about it, the worse you feel. You become what you think about most. Your current life is a reflection of previous thoughts. That includes all the good things and all the bad things. It's easy to check what thoughts have dominated your mind in all aspects of your life, because that is what you experience as results. When you know what you want and make it your main thought, you attract it into your life, because your thoughts become things. What most people don't understand is that a thought has a frequency. If in your mind you imagine that you have a new car, that you have the money you need, that you are creating your own company, that you find your soulmate, it is constantly emitting that frequency. The frequency you transmit crosses cities, countries, and even the planet. The book explains why the vast majority of people do not live the life of their dreams. It is because they think about what they do not want instead of what they do want. The worst disease that humanity has is that of I don't want to. The law of attraction doesn't care if you perceive something as good or bad, or if you want it or don't want it. It only responds to your thoughts. If you are looking at your mountain of debt and you feel terrible about it, that will be the signal you will be sending to the universe, and therefore you will get more of the same. Everything that surrounds you right now in your life, including the things you don't like, has been attracted to you. This is one of the most difficult concepts to understand, but once you accept it, it transforms your life. When you think about the past, the law of attraction is at work. When you think about the present or the future, when we read a book or watch television, when we drive, etc., we are thinking all the time. Every time someone has a thought, a creation process is occurring. Something will manifest from those thoughts. If you complain, the law of attraction will strongly bring you more situations so that you can continue complaining. The law is simply reflecting and returning to you exactly what you are focusing on. The Free One assures us that now that we have this great knowledge, we can change any circumstance and event in our life. We can use our free will to choose our thoughts. Many times when people begin to understand the secret, they are scared when they observe all the negative thoughts they have. But it has been scientifically proven that affirmative thoughts are 100 times more powerful than negative ones. Decide right now that you are only going to think positive thoughts. The book recommends meditation because it silences the mind and helps us control our thoughts. I also recommend using affirmations to have some control over our thoughts. Do you want to believe that life is random and that bad things can happen to you at any moment? That you simply have no control over the circumstances that happen in your life? Or do you prefer to believe and know that the experience of your life is in your hands, and what you choose to think will become the experience of your life? It is impossible to control all our thoughts. Scientists tell us that we have about 60,000 thoughts a day. Can you imagine how exhausting it would be to try to control all those thoughts? Fortunately, there is a simpler way, and it is our feelings. This helps us know what we are thinking. No one can tell you if you feel good or bad, because you are the only one who knows how you are feeling at any given moment. The most important thing is that you know that it is impossible to feel bad and have good thoughts at the same time. That would defy the law. When you feel bad and you don't make any effort to change your thoughts to feel better, you are actually saying to the universe, "Bring me more circumstances that make me feel bad." Otherwise, if you have good emotions and feelings, you know when they come, because you feel good. Enthusiasm, happiness, gratitude, love. When you celebrate good feelings, you attract more good feelings and things that make you feel good. You can achieve whatever you want in life. There are no limits. But there is one condition: you have to feel good. Catch those moments when you feel good. When you hold a thought for a while, it is transmitted to the universe, and the universe communicates with you through your feelings to tell you what frequency you are on at this moment. The next time you feel bad or have a negative emotion, change your thoughts and think of something good. If you wake up with a good attitude and feel happy, as long as you don't let something change your mood, by the law of attraction you will continue to attract more situations and people that will help you maintain that feeling of happiness. We have all experienced days or moments when everything goes wrong. When you react to what has gone wrong, you attract more of the things that go wrong, because reactions attract more of the same. A kind of chain is formed that will continue to occur until you move away from that frequency by intentionally changing your thoughts. To change our mood, the book recommends us to play beautiful music, sing, think about something beautiful, about someone we love very much, about memories, about fun moments, and enjoy that thought. When you notice that you are angry, frustrated, or not feeling well, resort to one of these activities. You will only need a minute or two to change focus and change frequency. Animals, for example, are wonderful because they induce you into an incredible emotional state. When you are with your pet, that great state of love brings well-being to your life. The combination of thought and love is what creates the irresistible force of the law of attraction. The feeling of love is the highest frequency you can emit. In fact, some great thinkers of the past referred to the law of attraction as the law of love. You cannot harm another with your thoughts. You only harm yourself. If you have thoughts of love, guess who receives the benefits? You. The greater the love you feel and emanate, the greater the power you are using. When you begin to truly understand and master your thoughts and feelings, you can begin to see how you create your own reality. Life can be great, it should be, and it will be, when you start using the secret. Until now you may have thought that life is hard and requires a lot of effort. That is why the law of attraction has made you live it that way. Now start shouting to the universe. Life is very simple, life is good. All good things come to me. In the depths of your being there is a truth that is waiting for you to discover it, and that truth is this: you deserve all the good things that life can offer you. And deep down you know it, because you feel terrible when you don't experience it. Good things are your birthright. You are your own creator, and the law of attraction is your great tool to create everything you want in your life. The first step is to ask. Let the universe know what you want. The question is, what do you really want? Sit down and write it on a piece of paper. You can start by writing, "Now I am very happy and I feel very grateful for," and then explain how you want your life to be. You have to choose what you want, but you have to be very clear about it. If you are not clear about it, the law of attraction will not be able to grant it to you. You will send a confusing frequency that will only attract confusing results. Now that you know that you can have, be or do anything, and that you know that there are no limits, what do you want? It's like using the universe as a catalog. You look at it and say, "I would like to have this experience. I would like to have this product or this person." It is you who makes the request to the universe. It is that easy. It's the same as buying online. You place the order only once and do not doubt that they have received the order, or you do not order it again and again. You place the order only once with the certainty that it will arrive. The same thing happens with the creative process. Step 1 is simply to be clear about what you want, and as soon as you get clear, ask. Step 2 is to have faith. You have to know that the moment you ask, it is already yours. You must have total and absolute affection. We return to the catalog example. When he makes an order, you relax and let go, because you are sure that you will receive what you ordered and you continue your life normally without despairing. See the things you want as if they were already yours. Know that they will come to you at the moment when you really need them. Don't worry about them. Don't think that you don't have them. Think that they are yours and that they belong to you. You have to emit the frequency of the feeling of having received it, because when you do, the law of attraction will force all circumstances, people, and events so that you receive it. The question here is, how do I come to believe? And the answer is, start by faking it. Be like a child, act like you already have it, and start getting excited. That unwavering faith is your greatest power. There is no dream that cannot come true if you learn to use the creative force that acts through you. The thing is that most of us have never allowed ourselves to want what we really want, because we can't see how it's going to happen. If you do a little research, you will realize that all the people who have achieved something did not know how they were going to do it. They only knew that they were going to achieve it. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. You don't need to know how the universe will cope. That's not your thing. Let it do its job. When you try to figure out how it will happen, you emit a frequency of lack of faith, that you don't believe you already have it. You believe that you are the one who has to do it, and you don't believe that the universe will do it for you. Most of the time, when we don't see the things we have asked for, we get frustrated, disappointed, and we start to doubt. Doubt brings disappointment. Change the doubt. Recognize that feeling and replace it with another of unwavering faith. Tell yourself, I know my request is on its way. Step 3 and the last of the process is to receive. Start to feel good. Feel how you would feel when what you asked for arrives. And in this process, be happy, because when you feel good, you are putting yourself in the frequency of what you want. It is a universe of feelings. If you only believe in something intellectually, but your feelings do not correspond to it, you may not have enough power to manifest what you want in your life. Ask once, believe that you have already received it, and all you have to do is feel good. When you turn your fantasy into a fact, you are predisposed to have bigger and bigger dreams. Go test drive that car, go see that house you want to buy, go into the house, do everything you think is necessary to generate and maintain the feelings of have what you want. You may wake up and it has manifested, or you may suddenly have some inspiration to take some action. Sometimes it will be necessary to act, but if you really do it flowing with what the universe is trying to tell you, you will be very happy. You will feel very alive. Time will stop. You will be able to do it all day long. Action's a word that to some people may imply work, but inspired action does not feel like work. The difference between inspired action and action is that inspired action is when you act to receive. Imagine life as if it were a river that runs fast. If you act to make something happen, you will feel like you are going against the grain. It will be hard, like a struggle. On the other hand, if you act to receive, you will feel as if you are flowing with the current of the river. You will not feel any effort. The universe likes speed. Don't delay. Don't rethink things. Don't hesitate when the opportunity arises. When the impulse appears, when you feel the intuition from within, act. That's your job, and the only thing you have to do is trust your intuition and your instincts. It is the universe that is inspiring and illuminating you. The more you practice and begin to see that the law of attraction brings you things, the better and more you will be, because you will add the power of faith, belief, and knowledge. You can start with nothing, from scratch, from nowhere. All you need is yourself and your ability to think things into reality. Everything that has been invented and created throughout the history of humanity has started with a thought. From that thought, a path emerged and has manifested from the invisible. Another thing people wonder about is how long it will take for the car, the relationship, the money that I so desire to manifest. And the answer to this is that there is no manual that indicates whether it will happen in 30 minutes, in 3 days, or in 30 years. Because it is given to you according to your faith, the more you believe it is possible, the faster it will come to you. Time is an illusion, Einstein told us. If it is the first time you hear it, it may be difficult for you to accept this concept, because you see everything that is happening one thing after another. What Albert Einstein and quantum physics tell us is that everything happens simultaneously. If you can understand that there is no time and accept that concept, you will see that everything you want in the future already exists in the present. If everything happens at the same time, then the parallel version of you already exists with what you want. Size is nothing to the universe. Scientifically, it is the same to attract something big as something we consider insignificant or small. The universe does everything without any effort. It all depends on what is in your mind. Of what you classify as, this is big and will take me some time, or this is small so I will need a few hours to get it. Those are the rules that we ourselves set. For the universe, they do not exist. You have to provide the feelings of having him now, and he will respond. It is just as easy to manifest $1 as $1,000,000. It is the same process, and the only reason one can get there faster than the other is because $1,000,000 is a lot of money and $1 is not too much. That's why sometimes we start with something very small, like manifesting a cup of coffee. Make it your intention to bring a cup of coffee today. Starting small is a simple way to experience the law of attraction. You can use the law of attraction to create your entire life in advance. Transform every situation in your life into a positive situation, then you will be intentionally creating your life. For example, if you don't have enough money in the bank, or you don't have the relationship you'd like, or your health and fitness aren't optimal, that's not who you are. That's the residual result of your past thoughts and actions. When you look at the current state of things and define yourself accordingly, you are condemning yourself to more of the same in the future. The first thing you should do to start changing your life is make a list of the things you are grateful for. This changes your energy and begins to change your way of thinking. Gratitude is the way to attract more good things into your life. Every morning when you wake up, say thank you. This way you are programming your frequency and intentionally declaring the way you want things to go. Instead of falling out of bed and letting the day take over you, you are the creator of your life. Maybe now you look around you and say, I don't have the car I want. I don't have the house I want. I don't have the partner I want. But wait, those are all things you don't want. Focus on what you already have and be grateful for it. Aside from the power of gratitude, we have the power of visualization. Visualization is nothing more than thoughts focused on images that create equally powerful feelings. When you are visualizing, you are emitting that powerful frequency into the universe. The law of attraction will capture that powerful signal and return the images to you as you have seen them in your mind. During the 1980s and 1990s, an Olympic program was created called the Visual Motor Test, which demonstrated that when you visualize, you materialize. They trained some Olympic athletes to perform their performance only mentally and then connected them to sophisticated biofeedback equipment. The results were extraordinary because the same muscles were activated in the same sequence, just as when they performed the race mentally, which when they did him on the track. How is this possible? Because the mind cannot distinguish if you are really doing it or if it is imagination. If you have been there mentally, you will be there with your body. When you visualize, when you have that image projecting in your mind, always and only think about the final result. That state of visualization, that plane, is real. It is the field where everything is created. Many people believe that just by thinking positive thoughts, or if they visualize themselves with what they want, that will be enough. But if you are doing that without feeling abundance, love or joy, you are not creating the power of attraction. When you see the image in your mind, you are adopting the attitude of having what you want in the present. You are also putting your faith and trust in the universe, because you are focusing on the end result and experiencing how it feels, without paying any attention to how it will occur. Do this almost daily, but it should never be a mandatory task. What is really important for the law of attraction is to feel good. You must feel enthusiastic throughout this process, euphoric, happy and in harmony for as long as possible. The book recommends us to use a vision board and place photos of all the things you want and how you want your life to be. Make sure you put it somewhere you can easily see it daily. Another important point that the book touches on is to engage in a very powerful action to attract what we want to us. Because when you give, you are saying, I have enough. Don't be surprised when you find out that the richest people in the world are great philanthropists. They donate large amounts of money, and when they give, through the law of attraction, the universe opens and returns all the money to them multiplied. When you give, the law of attraction gives you more so you can keep giving. There is a big difference between giving and sacrificing. Giving with your heart makes you feel good. On the other hand, sacrificing does not help you feel good. Don't be confused with these two attitudes. They are radically opposite. One sends a signal of lack, while the other sends a signal of having more than enough. There are people who earn large amounts of money, but their relationships are a disaster. That is not wealth. You may chase money and get rich, but that doesn't guarantee that you will be. I am not telling you that money is not part of wealth. Of course it is. but only a part. On the other hand, there are people who say they are spiritual, but they are always sick and without money. That is not wealth either. Life is a balance in all areas. Many people strive to be successful. They want to have a big house. They want their business to work. They want to have many things from the outside world. But all these things do not necessarily guarantee what we really want, which is happiness. We go out in search of external things thinking that they are going to give us happiness. But it is the other way around. First you must seek happiness, peace, and inner vision, and then everything will manifest on the outside. The secret means that we are creators of our universe, and that all the desires we want to create will manifest in our lives. One of the most beautiful and powerful methods is to act like yes. In the book, an example is given of a woman who wanted to find a partner. She began to make space in her garage for another car to park in her yard, or in her closet began to make holes for her future partner's clothes to fit in. She even began to sleep on one side of the bed, to make room for the person who would sleep with her. Think about what you have asked for and make sure your actions are reflecting what you hope to receive and are not contradictory. Act as if you were receiving it. Do exactly what you would do if you were receiving it today. The book also explains to us that our only job is to work on ourselves. Do you treat yourself how you would like to be treated? If you don't treat yourself with love and respect, you are sending a signal that indicates that you don't consider yourself important enough, worthy enough, or that you don't believe you deserve what you ask for. That signal will continue to be emitted and you will experience more situations of being with people who do not treat you well. People are nothing more than the effect, and your thoughts are the cause. When you begin to love yourself and emit that frequency, the law of attraction will move the entire universe, and your life will be filled with people who love and respect you. Many people have sacrificed themselves for others thinking that it makes them better. False. Sacrifice can only come from thoughts of lack, because it is like saying, there is not enough for everyone, so I will deprive myself of it. Those feelings are not pleasant and ultimately lead to resentment. There is abundance for everyone, and each person has the responsibility to invoke their own desires. You cannot invoke something on behalf of another person, because you cannot think or feel for another. Your job is you. Make feeling good your priority. You are the solution. Spend time giving of yourself and satisfying yourself to the fullest. If you do not fulfill yourself, you will have nothing to give to others. Therefore, it is essential that you first take care of yourself. Go first for your happiness. People are responsible for our own happiness, and do what makes you feel good. Be a person you want to be with. Be an example for all the people in your life. When you are happy, you don't think about giving, because you give in spurts as a matter of course. The reason you have to love yourself is because it is impossible for you to feel good if you don't love yourself. When you don't feel good about yourself, you are on a frequency that attracts more people, situations, and circumstances, which will continue to make you feel bad. You must change your focus and start thinking about all the wonderful things in you. We often give others the opportunity to create our happiness, and many times they do not succeed, because the only person in the entire universe responsible for your happiness and your state of total bliss is you. That is why not even your parents, children, or partner have any control over it. They simply have the opportunity to share it with you, but your happiness comes within you. In our society, we have become accustomed to fighting against things, fighting against cancer, poverty, war, drugs, terrorism, violence. We tend to fight against everything we don't want, which actually creates more fighting, because what you resist persists. One of the most common questions that people ask is that if everyone used the secret and used the universe as a sales catalog, wouldn't we run out of material? And the beautiful thing about the secret is that there is more than enough for everyone, because the universe is abundance. There is a lie that acts like a virus in the minds of humanity. This lie is, there is not enough, there is lack, limitation. That lie causes people to live in fear, greed, and stinginess. The world lives in a nightmare. The truth is that there are more than enough good things for everyone. There are plenty of creative ideas. There is plenty of love. There is plenty of happiness. To think that there is not enough is to look only at the external and believe that everything comes from outside. When you do that, you will undoubtedly see lack and limitation. How can there be a shortage? It is impossible. Your ability to think is unlimited, as are the things you can think into manifestation. All people have the same gift. When you really know this, you think from a mind that is aware of its own infinite nature. Nothing is limited, not resources, nor anything else. There is only limitation in the human mind. When people start living from their hearts and set out to get what they want, they don't set out to do the same things. No, we all want a luxury car. No, we all want the same person. No, we all want to have the same experiences. No, we all want the same clothes. If you have any deficiency, you are a victim of poverty or illness. It is because you do not believe or understand the power you have. It's not that the universe gives only to you, it is offering to everyone equally. When we look around us, what we see is just the tip of the iceberg. Think for a moment. Look at your hand. It looks solid, but in reality it is not. If you put it under a high magnification microscope, you will see that it is a mass of vibrating energy. Everything is made of the same essence. Whether it is your hand, the ocean, or a star, everything is energy. There is the universe, our galaxy, our planets, the people, and within this body, we have the organ systems, the cells, the molecules, and the atoms. We can see it in different ways, but in essence, everything is energy. Most people identify with this body, but you are not a body. Ask a quantum physicist what creates the world, and he will answer energy. And if you ask him to describe energy, he will tell you, energy is neither created nor destroyed. It has existed and will always exist. Everything that has ever existed will continue to exist. If you ask a theologian who created the universe, he will tell you, God. And if you asked him to describe God, he will tell you, he has no beginning or end. He cannot be created or destroyed. It is all that has ever existed and will ever exist. It is the same description, but with different terminology. So if you think that you are this suit of meat that goes around, I recommend that you reflect, because you are a spiritual being. How does all this make you a spiritual being? You are energy, and energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy only changes form, and that is you. Your true essence, your pure energy, has always existed and will always exist. You can never cease to be. Can you imagine stopping being? You cannot, because it is impossible, because you are eternal energy. The universe arises from a thought, and all this matter that surrounds us has been created as a result of a thought. We are creators, not only of our own destiny, but of the destiny of the universe. There is no limit to human potential. All traditions have told you that it has been created in the image and likeness of the creative source. That means it has if you are the potential of God and possess the power to create your world. Maybe you have created wonderful things worthy of you, or maybe not. Question yourself. The results you have obtained in your life, are they what you really wanted? Are they worthy of you? If they are not, then now would not be the best time to change them, because you have the power to do so. Many people consider themselves victims of life and often blame their past, perhaps for having had a father or mother who mistreated them, or for having a dysfunctional family. Most psychologists believe that 85% of families are dysfunctional. So suddenly it turns out that you are not the only one. Almost everyone has a similar story. What you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to do now? What are you going to choose now? Because you can focus on that, or focus on what you want. When people start focusing on what they want, what they don't want disappears, and what they want expands. If you hold a grudge or blame someone for something that has happened to you in the past, you are only harming yourself. Release everything, no matter what it is, do it for you. The truth is that the universe has been answering you throughout your life, but you cannot receive the answer unless you are aware of them. Be aware of everything around you, because it is receiving the answers to your questions at every moment of the day. The channels through which they can reach are unlimited. They may come to a newspaper headline that caught your attention, through someone else's conversation, a song on the radio, or through a sudden inspiration. Remember to remember and be aware. There is no blackboard in heaven where God has written your purpose or your mission in life. If that were the only thing we would have to do to understand what we are doing here, it would be to find that blackboard and discover what God has in store for us. But that blackboard does not exist, so your purpose is what you decide it to be. Your mission is the mission that you entrust to yourself. Your life will be as you believe it, and no one is going to judge you for it. Not now, not ever. Fill the space on the board of your life with what you want. Erase everything from the past that does not serve you and be grateful because it has led you to where you are now. You discover your happiness and live it. When you start using the secret, you will live in a different reality, a different life. People will look at you and tell you what makes you different from me. And well, the only thing that's different is that you work with secrecy. Then you can do, have and be things that people had described as impossible for you. The secret is within you. There will come a time when you will not need to practice anymore, because you will be the power, perfection, wisdom, intelligence, love, and happiness. You have reached this moment in your life simply because there was something that told you deserved to be happy. You were born to contribute something, to contribute some value to this world, simply to do something bigger and better than what you were yesterday. All the things you have been through, all the moments of your life have been to prepare you for this moment. Imagine what you can do from now on with everything you know. Now you understand that you are the creator of your destiny. How many more people will you bless by the mere fact of existing? No one can dance your dance. No one can sing your song. No one else can write your story. What you are and what you do begins now. You are extraordinary. There is something splendid in you, no matter what has happened to you in life, no matter how old you are. The moment you start thinking properly, that something that is inside you, that inner power that is bigger than the world, will begin to emerge. He will take over your life. He will feed you, guide you, protect you, direct you, and sustain your existence if you let him. Now that you know the secret, everything you choose will be correct. The power is yours.